The most painful part isn't what the narcissist does to you. It's watching your own children slowly pull away from you. Watching them repeat words that aren't theirs. Watching them look at you differently. And realizing that someone has been working behind the scenes to rewrite who you are in their minds. This isn't paranoia. And it isn't happening by accident. It's happening because control is never enough for a narcissist. They want ownership. And if they can't control you anymore, they'll try to control how your children see you. Nothing matters more to most parents than their children's love. But love alone isn't what your children need. They need to understand right from wrong, truth from manipulation, healthy behavior from toxic behavior. The problem is that when a narcissistic ex enters the picture, those lines become intentionally blurred. Suddenly, you're not just trying to co-parent. You're trying to protect your children from a carefully constructed narrative. A narrative designed to make you the problem, to make them the victim, and to make your children question everything they know about you. The heartbreaking part? Many children don't see it at first. How could they? The manipulation is often subtle, slow, strategic, and repeated over time. This is where it traps you. You expect fairness. The narcissist expects victory. The reason this keeps happening is simple. The narcissist cannot tolerate losing influence. Not over you. And definitely not over your children. When a relationship ends, most people eventually focus on healing. A narcissist often focuses on maintaining control. Your children become one of the most powerful tools available. Because if they can influence your children's perception of you, they never truly lose access to your emotions. Read that again. The attack isn't always about the children. It's often about you. The children simply become the battlefield. They may tell the children half-truths, twist past events, create doubt, play the victim, or subtly suggest that you're selfish, unstable, uncaring, or dangerous. Not because it's true, but because confusion creates dependency, and dependency creates control. The narcissist keeps doing this for several reasons. First, they want loyalty. Not healthy loyalty. Blind loyalty. The kind that cannot be questioned. Second, they need validation. If your children agree with their version of reality, it reinforces the false image they've created of themselves. Third, they fear exposure. Because children eventually grow up. They start asking questions. They start connecting dots. And the narcissist knows that truth becomes dangerous when people begin thinking for themselves. Fourth, they see relationships as competitions. Not connections. Competitions. In their mind, if your children love and trust you, they've somehow lost. So they fight for emotional territory. Even when nobody else is competing. Fifth, they want a reaction. They know how much your children mean to you. They know the pain of feeling misunderstood by the people you love most. And sometimes causing that pain becomes its own reward. Let that sink in. Healthy people protect their children's relationships. Narcissists often exploit them. Sixth, they need to remain the center of the story. Every family narrative must somehow circle back to them. The victim. The hero. The misunderstood one. Anything except accountability. Seventh, they are terrified of losing influence as the children mature. So they work overtime to establish their version of reality before the children develop their own. And eighth, because manipulation works. At least for a while. If a lie is repeated enough, especially to a child, it can begin to sound like truth. That's why they rarely stop. Not because they're right. Because persistence is one of their favorite weapons. But here's what narcissists consistently underestimate. Truth ages well. Manipulation doesn't. Children grow. They observe. They compare words to actions. Promises to behavior. Stories to reality. And over time, many begin noticing the contradictions. The pressure. The guilt. The emotional games. You may not be able to control what the narcissist says. You may not be able to stop every lie. Or undo every attempt to poison the relationship. But you can remain consistent. Calm. Authentic. Present. Because reality has something manipulation doesn't. Evidence. And eventually, evidence speaks louder than narratives. The narcissist spends years trying to control what your children think about you. But in the end, your children won't remember every accusation. They'll remember patterns. They'll remember how they felt around each parent. And sooner or later, the truth has a way of introducing itself. No matter how hard someone tried to keep it hidden.